the near leg, we're gonna circle that far leg from that wrist and inside control position. All right, so I get to that position, I feed him in there, he gets to that wrist, and this time I'm circling his right leg towards me. All right, this one takes a little bit of rotation. Not only am I circling him, I'm gonna start to turn his whole body away with that outside control armpit position. And then I level change. So from this angle, he gets that inside tie, I put him inside, he captures the wrist, and now I circle the leg. As I circle, I make a hard level change, and I run through. Again, he's inside, I put him in that favorable position for me, I circle, I rotate, and I drive through.
Abasgadzhi Magomadov uses an underhook on Takuto Otoguro of Japan to get to his elbow tie. Magomadov feeds Otoguro's post in his head with his underhook, so Otoguro's head is resting in Magomadov's right collarbone. Here it is again from the outside position. Watch as he feeds him right in, and Magomadov's head's on the side he wants to attack. Magomadov's underhook is not threatening for a reason, to bait Otoguro to jockey for inside position, and Magomadov can get to his elbow tie. With Otoguro's head buried in Magomadov's right collarbone, an inside tie in Magomadov's wrist, the position gives Otoguro a false sense of security here. However, Magomadov is ready to attack. Magomadov traps Otoguro's head in his inside tie between that high bite on the elbow or armpit and his head, the side that he wants to attack. That bite on the elbow or the armpit allows Magomadov to pull the tie up and rotate, so it puts all that weight on Otoguro's right foot. Here it is again. Watch Magomadov pull up on that tie and rotate all the weight over Otoguro's right foot.
When I have wrist control and I have inside control, a lot of times here, wrestlers get a little lazy and they start hanging in those ties. And what I mean about that, they get to the wrist, they get inside, and he might grab my elbow. I might even have head position here, right? But I start hanging on. And these aren't dominant ties, but if they're not really dominant if I don't start moving him. And if I don't start changing my hand. So when I get to a wrist and I get inside, I'm not hanging here. I'm moving here. And I might keep going back to it, but I keep moving him. So again, when I get inside tie and I get his wrist, turn this way, inside tie and a wrist, I'm not hanging here. I always want to be moving my hands. I'm moving my hands, I'm moving my feet. Hand-wise, I might stay on this wrist, but I might change my collar tie hand. All right? I might change that wrist hand. The other whole piece of this, my feet start moving. All right? Feet start moving. Feet start moving. So it's little choppy steps. Hands are moving. I don't keep my hands in one spot more than, I'd say, a second here. 1 or 2, I'd say less than 2 that's fine. What I highly recommend though, is you're constantly moving your opponent in that tie. looking for your angles. We're not just moving somebody for the heck of it. We're moving them so we can get to our takedowns. We're moving them so we can get to our takedown. We don't hang in the ties. We're moving our feet. We're moving our hands. And we're constantly getting our opponent out of position so we can score. He taps his wrist, he gets a collar tie. I turn my head, I take a step towards that wrist hand, and I shoot an underhook. And again, he's sort of in an awkward position here, so I start to bait him in. I retreat out of that underhook, and he naturally falls right into this position right here. All right, so now he's in that inside control wrist position. Again, once we get here, if he's a good wrestler, he's going to be constantly changing his hands and moving his feet. Right, so he's going to be pulling me, circling me, right, and changing his hands. So this is when he doesn't do that. So again, wrist, inside. I go underhook, I give him head position, and now I naturally let him slide there. All right, so this is where we're going to start, and then he hangs here. Feet, and you're not changing your hands. It gives the other wrestler an opportunity to start scoring. That's where we're going, is scoring from that position.